Okay, we've got some NHL news that's just breaking to discuss. The Toronto Maple Leafs have sacked Craig Berube as the head coach. This follows a disappointing season when they missed the playoffs. They have been a regular season juggernaut, but the playoffs they have fallen short, and this is the first season in a decade they've actually missed the playoffs entirely. Very down season by the standards of the Maple Leafs, but they have had their struggles in the playoffs in this period of time. Now, Craig Berube is a Stanley Cup winning coach with the St. Louis Blues back in 2019. He also got sacked from the Blues after a bit of a dip in form as well, following that Stanley Cup victory 7 years ago. Now, John Shaker is the brand new GM with Matt Sundin. We've done a video discussing that. Very controversial appointment considering his history with the league and the Arizona Coyotes, his departure from the Coyotes, his suspension from hockey operations for a year and all hockey-related activities for 12 months following tampering allegations. He resigned from the Coyotes before his suspension was implemented by the NHL. Now, what do the Maple Leafs do? Do they promote from within? They've got John Gruden as the head coach of the Marlies, and John Gruden's done a very good job with the Marlies, and we'll know all the players from training camp and would have had a very good working relationship as the AHL affiliate with the NHL, with Craig Berube. They would have had a lot of communication with players, scouting, development, or do they look from outside? Now, they are not the only NHL franchise looking for a new head coach. So are the Vancouver Canucks, and they're in a similar conundrum, but they're in even more chaos with Jim Rutherford standing down after the draft. They haven't got a GM at the moment. They haven't got a head coach. They're in a mess. But the Maple Leafs, there's a lot of questions aimed at ownership. The press conference where John Shaker was unveiled as the new GM with Matt Sundin as the special advisor to the GM, didn't go down particularly well, raised a lot of eyebrows. There's been a lot of questions about the due diligence done with John Shaker's appointment, and whether other GMs and other franchises are willing to work with John Shaker in regards to trades and the waiver wire and such, considering his history with the Coyotes and his suspension. And also, will they have a replacement in place by the draft or by free agency? Because that's actually fast approaching. It's actually closer than you think. That is another question that needs to be answered. Will they actually have Craig Berube's replacement in place by draft day? Because they're drafting first overall. It looks very likely it's going to be Gavin McKenna as the first overall pick, although not certain. So there's a lot of questions that John Shaker and Matt Sundin will have to answer to the media in coming days. And how long do they have to search for a replacement? Does John Gruden from the Marlies get promoted to the NHL? He knows the organisation. He knows a lot of the players. Will they also promote a lot of players from the AHL affiliate to the main roster? That's something that needs to be looked at over the summer. There's going to be a roster turnover of players. There will be players traded out. There's question marks over Austin Matthews. Will he want to stay with the team long term? Or Nylander, Tavares, will there be changes to not only the top end, but also the whole roster from top to bottom? And so a new coach needs to be appointed very, very quickly. And again, the Maple Leafs are making headlines. So there we go. The Toronto Maple Leafs sack Craig Berube following missing the playoffs. Clearly, Craig Berube's idea of how to lead the team forward and John Shaker and Matt Sundin's vision for the team didn't align. They did have a meeting, and it's obviously been decided to part company. So there we go. The Toronto Maple Leafs have sacked Craig Berube. Place your thoughts in the comments section below, and I'll have some more content for you all very, very soon.